Hey everybody, this is Blerds, Eyeview After Dark. We are here with our co-host Candy B and a special guest, Mr. Deacon from Mr. Deacon's Experience. How you doing?
It's all good, baby.
We are going live on this special YouTube occasion because we are talking about the final episode of WandaVision and what it means for Phase 4 of the MCU and going forward, and really just talking about the entire season. So I know you guys have watched. What did you think?
I cried a few times, and I wasn't expecting it. Not that I try to like watch stuff and like hold back tears, like, you know, I ain't gonna cry at this shit. No, I definitely knew I was gonna get emotional because the series already got me a couple of times like that already, right? And then as soon as I realized, maybe about a little over halfway through the episode, I was like, oh my God, he really finna die a third time. I can't deal with this. And anytime you talk to Wanda, because you and I already talked about this, I viewed the whole series as her healing and a love story. So to hear him talk to her the way he does and to see their love go through everything that has been through, and for his he got the most profound shit to say on the show. Like, he just says stuff and you're like, that needs to be a caption on a picture. That needs to be on a t-shirt.
That line he gives about what is grief without love persevering. That shit.
Everything he says, I'm just like, I fall in love with his robot ass too. Like, everything he says is perfect. Like, he's the perfect man. Y'all just need to be mixed with androids, and that's the key to the guy. Amazing. So I loved it. I really did. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Woo! Wow. They're lucky that I don't work for Marvel. You're lucky because I'm honestly really, and I know a lot of people that's watching right now, when I say to me, granted, this is a TV show. This is some of the weakest. I'm sorry. The first
don't do it, digging
episodes, I was sitting there like, damn, I'm about to fall out the fuck sleep. And I get everything, I'm a comic book head. Chris know that. And it's been so many things. They going bananas over this online. And they say it's Mephisto, it's Nightmare, it's this, it's that. But I was telling dudes it's just Agnes. And then people was like, oh, it's Ultron. Like, wait a minute, they just took it to a whole nother level. So for this to be the first Disney TV show, I'm kind of upset about the first. I could have condensed this whole thing. They drug it out like a sap coming from a tree. They drug it out, and I get it. I just want some questions answered, but I still feel like I didn't get some of the things answered based on me having so much comic book knowledge. So out of a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 5. I'm sorry, I give it a 5. When you think about it as a kid, what do comic book superheroes do? What do?
But besides save people and fight?
They kick ass. Where's the ass kicking? What? No ass kicking.
Because it wasn't an ass kicking show.
No doubt. I get that. But you can't just turn something that's created into some soft, dramatized shit. I want ass. Kick it, and nobody.
When you say it like that, I swear, Dick, when you just said it like that, it's like what you was waiting for Monica and Wanda to twerk or something. I don't know.
No, I didn't say not twerking, but I want to see a confrontation. I want to see superheroes and supervillains go at it, and I get it. It was taking it to a whole nother level. They wrote this differently. I understand that, but at the same time, come on now, everybody in this room hopefully is over 30 years old. And who the hell knows about goddamn Leave It to Beaver? Huh? What you trying to say? You're trying to capture a whole new audience.
I'm like, I do.
Some people don't even know about Malcolm in the Middle. They did the Brady Bunch, goddamn Leave It to Beaver. They did so much. The Brady, I was like, damn. And I'm sitting here in London like, shit, when is it coming? But I get it. It's intriguing. A lot of people love it. So like I said, I got to stick to my guns on this one. I appreciate everything that they're trying to do, but I wasn't feeling it like that until the last couple episodes, but I already knew what was going to happen. So I give it a 6. I give it a 6. I'm being generous with that. and
Not
it's
correct.
bananas. It is what I just gotta be truthful.
Gave it a 6 and made it higher.
Yeah, even my son, my 16-year-old son, the first 3 episodes, he's looking at me like, Wanda, what? He said, Pop, this shit trash. I was like, what? What? You know, he told me it's trash. I was like, well, let's give it a chance. Let's give it a chance. But in the end, it is what it is, and we'll have to see. You know, there's certain things that's going to be linked to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We see that. I already Agnes Harkness taught her, developed her, you know, her powers with chaos magic, and it's just they can do whatever they want because they have all the rights. They can do whatever they got to do. Sometimes they follow it, sometimes they don't. It's just I wasn't feeling it like that, but it is what it is. That's all I can say. I'm ready for Falcon and Winter Soldier right now. I'm ready
2 more
for
weeks.
I want to see some ass kicking, not twerking, ass
weeks.
kicking. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody's ass kicked because that's what Marvel is. So
this is my take on it. I loved it. 2 things I got right throughout the entire show.
No doubt.
The 2 theories I got right was the way they were shooting it. Like it went from like the Bewitched era or I Love Lucy, and then Family Ties, and then Malcolm in the Middle. And it was a theory that I was thinking about. I never spoke it out loud. I said, this must be something she was growing up on, and this is how she's dealing with it. And I was right about that. I was right about Monica, because I was like, you're not going to bring this person in and not start developing that character. Those are the only 2 theories I was right about. The rest of them, I wasn't upset about. You know, I had a thought about the Ultron theory. I had a thought about Mephisto. I even had a thought about Nightmare. And, you know, at the same time, I'm like, okay, they can't really introduce another big bad right now.
No doubt.
We don't know what they're doing right now. And this was the beauty of the show for me. This was the beauty of the show for me, is not knowing what's going to happen. I wanted to be surprised.
Right.
No doubt.
I wanted to be surprised. And the nods that they made, I love that they were pulling these red herrings. I loved it, because there were some people who were like they were gatekeeping, dead set on like, this is gonna happen, and then like
exactly,
and it didn't happen. So I'm like,
yeah,
you know, and I love that they were like, oh, you were wrong. I like being surprised, you know, because you know the first response, some of the responses I was hearing from the beginning was, what is this old? Why is it shot in this old style? Number 1, and then 2, why can't we get it all at once? You know, and I said, well, that's because you're not used to watching period TV. You're not used to waiting that next week to catch that new show. You know, this is just what it is. It drops on this day. This is it. You got to wait to watch it. You know, I was like, the only plus side is you can watch it anytime once it drops. So yeah. I love that part of it. I loved a lot of the Easter eggs they dropped. I loved like the Halloween episode. I love that part of it. I love that part of it. So there was levels of it that really made a lot of sense. We grabbed this. It was decent. But yeah, it made a lot of sense. Go ahead, B.
So I think a lot of people probably are going to have a problem with the series because, like you said, they're jumping in there thinking ass kicking because for the last almost 10 years, Marvel has given us nothing but we're blowing shit up. We're doing it Jerry Bruckheimer style. Like everything's going to be this big thing. And I love that for this TV show centered around a woman in a love story in her grief. Yes, other stuff is going to go into, you know, other shows and connect. But to me, that was the main storyline. And we haven't really had anything like that. Especially not female focused in that way. And I think that probably threw a lot of people off because it was like, wait a minute, we're not used to having to deal with somebody in the Marvel universe on screen through an emotional healing process that manifests into a fight every once in a while. We're just used to, here's the big bad, here's what we got to do, and we got this many movies to do it in. And I think that threw a lot of people off because we just came off this huge thing with Endgame, and the next thing up was this. And I think people didn't know how to go into it without any expectations. I didn't have any expectations. I just knew based off of where the characters last left off, I knew the next set of things I was going to enjoy was going to come from Doctor Strange and it was going to come from Scarlet Witch. I just knew because everybody else, I feel like I know your tricks. I know what you're going to bring. I know what I'm looking in for. These characters, I don't know because you guys can do anything with them when we start dealing in magic. Whereas everyone else, I'm like, I know what I'm going to get here. I'm going to get like a spy, we could say buddy cop espionage thing. And that show's going to do well because that's kind of the American bread and butter, bang, bang, shoot 'em up. Winter Soldier and Falcon is going to do very well because I feel like it is for, and this is no shade, I feel like it's going to be for the masses, the very simple-minded people that just enjoy that stuff. It's not going to be for people that really want to think about a show. It's not.
So if you want some ass kicking, we simple-minded?
No, not at all. Because I like ass kicking too. I enjoy violent stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. I am like drooling over Mortal Kombat coming out. Like, I am ready. I'm so ready. So don't get me wrong. But it's the reaction that people have to WandaVision that's throwing me off. Because that's what I call simple-minded. Because I'm like, are you that, just, I ain't got another way to say, are you that just simple where you can't appreciate a whole nother storyline? Like, I can appreciate something without completely dogging it out. And then I can like also decide that wasn't for me, but it was still dope how y'all did this because I get what that was for. Yeah. I don't understand the people that are like, this was complete trash. It was a waste of time. I don't understand people that do that are over the age of 30. I will give young ones that because my son's 13. I know he wasn't going to watch WandaVision. He's not going to get those references. I grew up watching like all that stuff. So I loved from jump. I'm like, oh my God, this is giving me very Dick Van Dyke. This is cool. Now I feel like this is Family Matters step by step. Okay. Now I am getting this Modern Family, Malcolm in the Middle. Like, this shit is dope. It makes sense that you're getting an episode each week because that's how we grew up watching TV. You're going to get the next episode the next week. This was a very smart show. So that's why I say simple-minded, because the show was smart and how it was released and how it was shot. It was very smart. And the references were for the 30 and up. It was for the millennials because who else? You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about the people that are shooting this too and writing for it. They're all our age. Yeah. So this wasn't really for those 20-somethings and unders. And I feel like those ones that did enjoy it that were that young, you're probably one of those old soul people.
Have a better appreciation for it.
That could appreciate it. So I was very surprised by not like this show not having the amount of people I thought was going to feel it. Like, it's still getting like good reviews and all, but there's a lot of people that were just like, this was the worst because they were expecting so much by like episode 4. And I'm like, damn, I don't think I've ever watched anything. Case in point, Game of Thrones. I don't think I've ever watched anything where by the 3rd or 4th episode, you're just like, wow, my mind is so blown. You may start to get some character development, may get like a nice little storyline popping, but it's not like this huge thing. But again, like I was telling Mr. Deacon, we're used to these movies, and these movies are coming out. The first 10 minutes, you got a crazy scene popping. And then you get the title card, and then you go into the movie. This ain't that.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't that.
Yeah, I like their whole setup. This is what makes it, and we talked about it on the regular show. This is what sets Marvel apart from, as far as the cinematic universe, this is what sets Marvel apart from DC right now. The fact that they have a better handle on building this character art, these character stories. We're still giving you some meat to chew on. This entire show was Wanda dealing with different stages of grief.
No doubt.
That's what this was. And it's not until you get to episode 6, maybe 7, you realize she's dealing with grief right now.
Yeah.
They never really they was making it seem like she was the villain. They was making it seem like she was the bad guy. They're making all of that. By the time you got to episode, 7 or 8, you realize, oh, that's not what they were saying it was. It was this. She was dealing with a lot of shit, a lot of baggage. Like, people forget. She lost her parents at a young age. She lost her brother later on. Now she's losing her lover. She hasn't had a moment to just process anything. This was possibly the most reasonable action for her to kind of
absolutely
act out.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing. The fact that when she went to go
Monica saying I would have brought my mama back. The fuck?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
the fact that she
stay mad.
the fact that she went to go see the body, and I was waiting for the turn for her to just like go nuts and snatch, and she didn't, and she reacted how pretty much most people would when they had to go see their deceased loved one. She acted sane. There's no other way to put it. She acted sane. You know, she was sane, you know, and then when she went and got the deed to the house and goes to the land and she just licks it out, I'm like, who wouldn't act like this? Who hasn't lost somebody and then just in that moment just let out a cry?
And then here's the thing, like people complaining about it, y'all know we got, now they didn't stay there, but because they gave us so much ass kicking throughout the movie, people could take it more. But I'm like, we got Tony who went through the same thing, and Tony had every right to light all them niggas up. I would have burned up everybody finding that shit out. Like, fuck your friend ass. Both of y'all need to get it for this because this is fucked up. Like, I don't care what mindset he was in. It's fucked up. And that should have, to me, should have been more dragged out emotionally. But I also understand we're dealing with men, we're dealing with the big screen, and we only have so much time. So we need 80% this, and then 20% you can get watery-eyed, but we need to get this fight popping.
Yeah.
That's not WandaVision. And it doesn't have to be. I think they handled it appropriately, but I think people were expecting what you got from seeing Bucky and Tony and Steve in something like this. And it's not
the whole dynamic with Bucky, Tony, and Steve was that it was more stretched out. But not stretched out, but you had a longer wait to put it that way. I take it back.
Me and you had this conversation before. He was selfish, and what he did was selfish.
What Cap did? What Cap did?
And he did what he.
Oh, what Cap did?
No.
What Cap
Okay.
What Cap did, you can say was selfish. I say it's time well served. That
I'm out.
Dude, did the man say, wait a minute.
He put in 70 years of service, hardcore.
No, that was selfish as hell. I'm like, I know you lying.
When he said, when the Hulk went and talked MCU, went and talked to the Ancient One, what did she say?
She said if you take it, you have to put everything back, and if you don't, you'll branch off. It'll branch off.
Did he do that?
Not Cap.
Not exactly.
No, not exactly.
Not exactly.
But let's face it. The one.
I mean, let's give Cap some credit though. He did use his time wisely. He just
you
the
go hard
knees
for anybody named Steve, so I'm good on you.
Huh?
I said you go hard for anybody named Steve, so I'm good on you.
I do.
So what do you do? What do you do with the Cap that's frozen? What is he supposed to do when he wake up? Because you got a Cap that crossed over. He remember Cap in the ice. While my other self, he kicking it.
Maybe he went back and didn't go on the ice.
Huh?
Did he go back and not go on the ice?
No, he came.
He came back an old ass man this time.
Here's the thing. Everybody.
So when did Cap come back? When did he go in? When did he
here's
decide to say, me and Agent Carter, we kicking it right now?
Because he don't look like he had no super serum in that soul neither. So it looked like he just went back and said, fuck that. I'm not doing the army.
Like he did that, yeah.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing. Everybody's worried about Cap going back to getting that piece. That got away. That piece that got away. That piece that got away.
The aunt and the niece. Like let's not say that was some gangster pimp ass. I'm going back in time type
shit.
But nobody talks about
that shit he pulled. Again, he is a grimy Brooklyn nigga.
Brooklyn too. I mean, he beat up Spider-Man and said I'm from Brooklyn, bitch.
Period.
But everybody talks about that, but then nobody talks about, well, what about that awkward ass conversation he had to go with Vormir when he had to return that stone? I know he recognized Red Skull's ass when that hood came off. I know he recognized. You can't tell me he didn't recognize.
Steve, like, son of a bitch.
Right.
Wait a minute.
There's no way,
motherfucker, you ain't dead.
And set everything. There's no way because where everything, but it's a movie. We watch movies. We love MCU.
Suspension of disbelief.
Way he could have came out on top the way he did. I'll just come back here, Sam. Take my shield. I don't want to tell you. You don't need to know. bullshit. It is what it is. I'm gonna live with it.
Like he's like, look, I already fucked the timeline enough. I don't need to mess it up any further.
No doubt.
That's what it seemed like. That was really, it was a selfish move, and I get what Chris is talking about.
So you agree? Wait a minute. You agree?
I definitely agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm still hold on.
It was a nigga move for sure.
Hold on. Let me tell you something.
It was a nigga move for sure.
We here.
That's like your friend get this hot girl.
Over here, like
Your friend get this hot girl. She chilling, y'all chilling. They break up 5 years later. You get that opportunity. You be like, oh, I told my friend I wasn't gonna do nothing with it, but I'm gonna sneak it on the side. That's a nigga move. That's what he did. He went back in time.
again, Grimely Brooklyn.
Had a little dance. He got that one dance. You know what I'm saying?
And then I was kind of sick, as much as I love
He make 102.
I was kind of sick of him always, as we went away off of filter from our WandaVision, but I was sick of him pretty much almost always getting his way. It's like you telling me they're laying out a perfectly logical plan with the government, given everything that you guys did. This makes sense. You bucking against that. You bucking out here with Bucky. You causing all type of shit because you want to.
That was the Martha moment.
Well, this isn't right. And Tony's like, bruh, people are dead. People are suing us. People are scared. I got little mamas in the hallway mad at me. Like, here's drama. Who the fuck is cleaning up New York? We have a lot of problems, and we can go ahead and solve it. And you're just like, wow.
Cap was like supposed to be government, but he wasn't government. Like, I never understood that. How can you stand for it?
No, that's called white privilege, my friend, because Cap said
that was his superpower. I did not know.
The Marvel Universe.
Yeah, that was his superpower. I'm not gonna do nothing because I don't like this.
Because I don't like it. And they go with it. You got a whole
infringing on my rights to kick ass and fuck shit up and walk away. I don't want to sign that.
And no consequences, not talking to nobody. He just want to show that pretty face and say, I'm sorry, ma'am, and do the little kid video.
And America's ass. Don't forget America's ass.
America's ass.
America's ass. Here it is right there. America's ass.
Yeah, that's when they lost me. I was like,
well, scene was a little gratuitous. Unnecessary as hell.
It was unnecessary, but you know, it was an eye candy shop for the ladies.
How did that not fuck up the timeline? Like, you looking at your own ass.
It didn't fuck up the timeline because it was so quick.
But check it out. Then you got the nerve to turn around and be kissing on her niece. And simple, hell.
I told you. Dipshit.
Like I said,
she was on her deathbed. She died, and Steve was like, "Hey, Carter, huh? If I can't have Peggy, I'm gonna run this American pipe up in your nose."
And then so selfish and hornball with it. Like, you know what? I gotta go back for the pussy because I waited too long.
He's like, "Damn, if you got the good stuff, I wonder what Peggy had."
Right.
You know,
he's like, I know coming from the
source. To take the stones back.
I'll do it.
You need somebody to go back 40, 180 years. Oh,
that is hella selfish because Steve was talking so crazy to Tony, like, make sure you do this and don't do that. And there were so many times Tony wanted to do something else because he was going to.
I'm trying to think. It was good intentions. It was poorly planned, but it was good intentions. Cap had no good intentions. He was thinking with his whole dick.
At all.
He was a dog with the pink thing out. He's like, I'll go back in time and set this ass right. Oh, I'll go. See, he goes in 5 minutes. I won't even take a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Exhausted.
Oh my god.
That nigga came back sweating and like, how long was you in there?
Somebody take this from me.
Like, it's so heavy.
It is what it is.
Well, we gonna swing this back. We gonna swing this back around.
WandaVision. Yes, let's get back to that.
They dropped a couple nice little gems throughout the show. Well, throughout the show period. Number one.
Can I jump the broom and go to the Darkhold? Because as a Marvel guy who know what the Darkhold was in that show and to see it and for them to reference it by name, I spazzed out a little bit. I was like, oh shit. They try to bridge the gap just ever so slightly. It wasn't like they was gonna be like, Phil Coulson's back. Here's everybody. No, but at least they didn't change the name. They were like, oh, this is the book of the Mohicans.
Yeah, it was the book, but it wasn't the book. Thanks to Kevin Feige.
Well, they changed the look, but it's the Darkhold is what I needed to hear.
Yeah. So
The Book of the Damn Darko.
That's the part that made you cry.
Yeah,
that was the part. Like, but I was also tripped out because she drinking coffee, but she also like it was a Doctor Strange moment.
It was. That's why I was like, wait. That's
remember the Comatose, my dude was walking around, but he was still reading books in the astro plane. So she just.
But then I ain't gonna lie. The way they opened up at the cabin, I said I remember the last time somebody was having coffee and making breakfast. They got that ass kicked.
I remember the last time somebody was sitting in the cabin minding their damn business and still came and got their ass.
Got a bad rap. I just want to say
I thought it was Banner's cabin. I'm like, oh, this must be everybody's safe house when they just want to get the fuck away.
Like, what is this? Is this an Airbnb? Like, where are we going?
Where is it listed? Is the question. Like, it looks like under the superhero pages, like one cabin in the wood. Just clean up when you leave.
So just clean up where you leave. So here's one of the little Easter eggs they had. Like it was this scene, or there was this picture here. This was actually based off of Avengers issue 58. Where it's called Even an Android Can Cry. And even here, this scene, and this is probably one of the scenes that Brandy was talking about, where
hey, what is that? Oil? He leaking oil?
No, that's the actual tear. That's the actual fucking tear.
Let it
cut it up. So it's stuff, they were giving like little Easter eggs, even the Halloween episode where everybody was wearing their comic book counterpart look, like even the kids were wearing their look. And they tossed out a lot of eggs. What I will say, and me and Brandy, I mentioned to Brandy earlier, is Wanda has never had a bad costume
at all. She ain't had one bad look.
Not one bad look. And this one here is badass.
Boy,
when she came down and I saw it, I said, "Damn, she gangster as fuck."
That's a thug ass outfit. Like I don't give a damn what nobody say. Like whooping ass and leathers ain't always gangster, but you see a motherfucker drop the sky some shit like that. You're like,
with some custom couture portrait of leather and the piping on that. Like
this shit is fly. This shit is fly.
Elizabeth Olsen, that's
the better Olsen.
She's the better looking Olsen.
Definitely the better Olsen.
She's the better
looking
Olsen.
Them other two magpies look, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead.
Now people say they can see the resemblance. When Wanda was fighting Agatha, they said they saw the resemblance then when her face started to sink in.
That's when I was like, oh, she really is an Olsen.
It takes her near death to look like their sister.
They sunken in. Oh, you are related to Mary Kate Ashley.
Yeah. Remember that episode of SpongeBob where old girl was in a wheelchair?
She's the oldest one.
No, she's the youngest one. She's the youngest.
She's the youngest?
She's the younger one.
Why do them two look so old?
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
Damn, time is rough on. Anyway, okay. I thought she was the oldest.
Here's Catherine Hahn.
The twins,
Cleveland native.
The witches that got the shit sucked out their ass. All
they do.
They
did. I don't even want to say that.
Here go Catherine Hahn. As Agatha Harkness.
I love her.
Who is a Cleveland native?
She played that role too.
She did. She really did. She wasn't really a villain. She was more neutral and selfish more than anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't see her as a villain.
She didn't have like a big she just wanted the power. She didn't have an overall grand scheme like I want to take over the world.
Yeah,
I just want the power.
Who took that responsibility?
Yeah,
like she's like, let me give me your power. Let me fix it. Because you
got it.
She's like, you can have this little old ranky-dink town. I just want the power.
About this place or these people.
So those were like when she throws the car at her. Wanda has a thing about throwing cars at people. I noticed that.
It was like the Wizard of Oz, like the Witch of the West. Yeah.
I love that.
She talked about them boots.
When I saw those boots, I was like, you guys are clever. Again, a smart show. This is a smart show, and that is a reference for 30+ people because these younger kids don't know nothing about a fucking Wizard of Oz.
Why is the boots there?
They don't know. This was for us. This was fan service.
I think
for that generation.
The part of the show that really took it over the top for me was Vision on Vision.
Okay.
You see the two witches throwing hands. You got the two androids talking it out.
I loved it.
But you know what? Wanda's vision figured out, and somebody said, why didn't he do this earlier? When White Vision goes to snatch the stone out of his head, he just goes intangible. And I'm like, motherfucker, why couldn't you do that when Thanos was trying to grab your ass?
Yeah,
he didn't know that.
It was the same thing. I was like, dude,
he learned from his mistake.
It almost seemed instinctual.
maybe somewhere down the line he couldn't access his power because he did get stabbed.
He was getting fucked up a lot in that one though.
Yeah, he was weird.
Yeah. Like
he said he couldn't. Remember, and when he got stabbed, he couldn't go ghost no more.
Yep. Okay, yeah, he did.
So that's why when they stabbed him at the train station before Cat brought his punk ass bearded ass up in there and say today, allegedly,
his
selfish motherfucker. Everybody else want to order pizza. This nigga got to get shrimp by himself.
Oh my god. So, but I think the board, everybody in here is on board for this one right here.
Yep.
Man, that woman is so chocolate and so beautiful, man.
That's a cold piece of work, my Damie.
Look,
she thick.
Man, look.
Like a cold bowl of oatmeal.
Just everything.
Between her, like Darcy on the screen, I was like, I'm here for the women with some body yaddies coming on the screen. Like,
yeah,
I'm here for it. I'm tired of women this big every time on screen. Like, can we get some titties? Can we get some thighs? Can we get a shape?
Yeah, L.
You're like, that's, you know what? There's another group, but we did need more of them. We did really need more. Like Monica, her showing for that one, when she shows up to say those boys,
I loved it.
I'm like, this is the Monica I was waiting on. I'm glad we have her now.
And
I'm not disappointed overall.
She did miss one bullet.
She missed that one, and the boy and the son made up for it.
Caught that one.
And it was still not getting on her for the one. Always the black man trying to point out what the black woman's doing.
You got 100% accuracy, man. You can't be 99.9. That's
why would you? Let me ask y'all. Why would you just start busting on kids like bam, bam, bam?
Dog. Because he's a motherfucker. That's why he's a motherfucker.
Hayward was the villain. That motherfucker went
all the
super
time.
nuts.
He didn't get the damn. I was like, these are kids. I know.
My nigga was like, hey,
baby,
y'all want to stand up to me, little kids? 56. Ha ha ha. 9 shots.
He didn't hesitate. He didn't say shit.
He didn't even blink. He's talking about somebody not blinking in a not even taking.
Oh yeah. That Hayward was.
He ain't take a second to think. He didn't blink.
He just got out on
site.
He jumped out the truck.
Hayward.
Hayward on site.
On site.
He got out the truck.
My nigga got out the truck already ready to go. He woke up and chose violence.
Yeah.
He chose violence. He was like, you know what? Fuck these kids.
The definition of fuck these kids. I'm like,
but no respect. You want to know what? Here were the MVPs.
Yeah,
all day.
These were the MVPs.
If you had Monica up there, and I'll go for that because them three did at different points, especially Jimmy Woo. Let's
go back to Jimmy. Let's go back to Jimmy.
Oh, wait.
My dude was the man at the end of the show.
He was
calling shots, picking locks.
Because you got to remember, what was that Ant-Man? He was bumbling ass.
And you heard what he said after he picked that lock. He was like, flourish. I'm like, oh, Scott just taught you all that shit, didn't he?
Yeah, Scott gave him the game.
And then I just like the lineup. Can you possibly get here within an hour? Because I've already told it. So I need y'all on time.
But who did he say? Cliff? Oh, I thought he was calling Hawkeye for a second.
No, who did it? He was calling somebody at the bureau. He called somebody at the bureau.
Yeah, but he said the name though.
It wasn't Clint. It wasn't Clint.
I don't remember.
Because you remember Clint, because after Clint sat his ass down.
Yeah.
Like he got his family back. He sat his ass down for a bit. They're gonna drag him back out, but he sat down. He was like, oh, my wife is back. My kids are back.
He's like,
see y'all motherfuckers later. I got to go.
Let's
home.
not dismiss that he chopped up a whole bunch of innocent ass. Well, not the innocent.
No, that was a Yakuza. Ain't nothing innocent. I don't know what kind of information they were trying to hold. Like you just put.
Yeah, but let's not act like he didn't just kill a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
He's done it before. Like he's done it.
Yeah, let's not give this motherfucker a pass for murdering people who had nothing to do with what he was looking for.
And you know,
we're not gonna Steve past that. If we're gonna get on Steve for going back for the ass, we gotta get on Clint for killing motherfuckers who didn't do anything.
He was a line stepper, and there was
my dudes was snorting coke, just chilling, minding their own business. He started slicing and dicing motherfuckers, get you, Sal.
Talking about where's it at? They were like, we don't even know what you talking about.
I don't even know who you is, B. You up here killing people for
he was the most regular person out of everybody else. You don't know what type of mental and emotional stuff he was dealing with too.
Nigga had a bow and arrow.
That's how you react.
Well, he's had that. He said it. He said it in Ultron, in Age of Ultron. He says, like when Wanda tells him, she's like, well, what do we do? He's like, look, I'm just a guy with bows and arrows, and I'm in the middle of all this. What do you expect?
So bitch, you don't get to have a breakdown. Your
place trauma is the reason why he snapped.
No, he said every mofo that took advantage of the snap, I'm coming for your ass. And that's exactly what it is. You know,
again, another on site. How can you disrespect? You can't, you gotta respect some shit like that. I'm sorry. You just have to. I respect it.
Do I really?
Yeah. I don't have to respect that bullshit Steve pulled, but I feel where
I mean, legitimately looking at it, I'm not gonna lie, it was some pimp gangster move shit. Like
it was,
and then you go back,
gangster click.
You go back, you circumvent some shit to go back to tap some ass you thought you could have had, but you didn't have because you died and she died, but you didn't really die.
I'm gonna save this stone for last.
That time stone was the last one he took back.
He was like, yeah, I'll do this one last.
I got a question before we end. I got a question. I gotta ask this at the end, but go ahead, Chris. Do your thing. I gotta ask.
So, going forward with the Phase 4, because this was the start of Phase 4,
and what a start it was.
Yes, it was.
Lord,
we have Vision, who is back, so to speak, because he's
what happened to White Vision? Like,
where the fuck did he go?
We're not done with his story. We're not done with his story because that's for sure.
Where's he headed though? I
still got the compound.
Why didn't you come back to fight, my nigga? You just took off.
Yeah,
you pulled a Steve Rogers.
He was that. I love that he was that smart because, of course, Android. So you're thinking that logically. So someone, even him, taking a moment and be like, you know what? Explain that to me. Oh, okay. Well,
see, that's the point of light.
He was ready to light his hands up. He was just like,
they were fighting, and then Vision hit him with the. But if I'm not really here, then I'm not the true Ultron. My nigga was like, hold on now. Let's sit down and kick this knowledge real quick. Let's chew the fat and talk about what's really going on.
He went philosophical on his ass. He's like, if he's anything like me, who I am him, then we are the same. Mm-hmm. Then we are not.
But am I not really him because I'm not alive? Like what? Wait a minute.
Everything he said made perfect sense.
It made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But
my problem was my nigga got regular eyes and took off. Where'd you go?
He probably went
that's why I was like, where did he go?
He didn't go back to fight. He took off.
Life form. It's not that easy to lose your memory. He gave him his memory, so.
Yeah, he said it. He's like, it's not easy to lose your memory. He said it's probably
let somebody hide
buried it or something like
to make it an easier weapon.
On Logan, where it's like, now I remember some shit. I need to go to the people that took this shit.
Yeah,
that does. That seems like I believe that because Logan got his memory back. That nigga went to the damn.
Went right to the source. Like, what the fuck is that?
What is going on? Monica's reveal. So I knew there was going to be a scroll somewhere.
Yeah, he has been clamoring, people. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and
we get one for him because he was like, "There's a scroll somewhere. I don't know where. Somebody's a scroll.
Somebody's a scroll." Finally get it. And if you listen to what she's saying, an old friend of your mother, he wants to see you.
Who the hell is he?
Nick
Fury. It's gotta be
true.
You forgot.
I was thinking, was it the other scroll from
Talos?
No, because Talos is answering for Nick. Nick is the one that's running it
up.
Yeah.
Nick was in space at the end of what was that? Far From Home.
Yep. He was on
that space station.
Because they kept saying he was on vacation. He's on vacation. And he was technically
on
he was on the holodeck.
So I was like, all right.
So she's going to see Nick. She's going to work for Nick Fury.
Yeah,
on the real sword.
And everybody know where Scarlet Witch's ass is going. We already know where she going.
Well, she ain't that far from Doctor Strange's spot.
No doubt.
She was in New Jersey. He ain't but a half hour. Well, not even
one cab ride away.
Right,
exactly. She's flying. She'll probably be there in like in 10-15 minutes. So
we know where 2 out of 3 of the characters going. We know where pretty much where they going. So the only thing is we don't know where the fuck Vision going. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
There's no Tony, so he can't go back there.
But I like the idea that we don't know, because I think a lot of us got so used to with the movies, knowing ahead of time, being right about it, guessing so much before you see it.
See,
I like the idea of I don't know, and I'm not trying to
secrecy now
and put everything together, because I'm honestly to the point, because the internet and everybody being like hyper, I'm a comic book whiz people, you're ruining shit. I can't enjoy nothing now.
Oh my God.
You know what's coming next? This guy's coming because in issue 86, shut the fuck up. Let shit just pan
Let it breathe, B.
Let it
unsubscribe because they was fucking it up so bad. Mephisto is nightmare. I got on the one dude. I told dudes, man, shut the fuck up. You're fucking it up for everybody. I'm they're getting paid by Disney or somebody telling them to do it.
Well, see, look, the guy who played Quicksilver's stunt double, he was a Spanish guy. When he revealed, he let it leak that Quicksilver was on the show, Disney cut his ass from the team.
No doubt.
Wow.
In the LWTF, no longer with the firm.
Can you imagine losing that tag? Can you imagine?
You been Quicksilver? Not no more, my nigga.
They was like, "Oh, you put that out."
But see, I knew that, but I thought
he was Quicksilver on Monday and unemployed by noon.
Maybe they got room for him to fill in for old boy on the boys.
Because they crossed universe, and I was like, dude, something boner. What? But
Ralph Boner.
But he was Ralph the whole time. He was the Ralph she was talking about. He was the Ralph the whole time. And I love that they but like I said in the last show, I love that the fact that these so-called theories and these thoughts about like this could be this could be this. I was proven wrong on a few, and the other ones I was pleasantly surprised. The ending part with Wanda having her astral form in there looking through the book.
A Playboy.
She's listening. She's hearing her kids. She's going to try this again.
You think
not on this grand scheme, not in the grand scheme of things, but
small scale.
Yeah, but now she's still dealing with like Agatha said. You don't know what you've unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Heifer, you told her about the damn Darkhold. You put it in front of her face.
That's what was really funny. You put all this stuff out of there, and then you're like surprised. Like, how did you learn how to do runes in 3 episodes, bitch?
I learned quickly. But no, speaking of like the start of this being the start of Phase 4, if this is the direction they going, I personally like it. Because in Phase 1, 2, 3, there was no real subtlety to it. There was no real secrecy. Like there was a lot of secrecy with this show. Like you said, there was so many outlandish ass theories. Like, oh, the bunny is Jack Rabbit Jones, and I seen him in episode 5. And shut the fuck up. Let us all be. I was pleasantly surprised.
Right, and I want them to be.
It's Mephisto, and I was like, oh well, it got to be Mephisto because they said it, and they know more than I know.
But check it out, though. See me, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. When I was telling my people, I was damn near dead on about everything. I use common sense because you got to look at like, if you think about it, Mephisto, right? Ghost Rider. Peter Fonda played Mephistopheles and Ghost Rider with Blackheart. They already, DC is, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're very good about not recycling too many villains. So I knew it with Mephisto, even though in the comic books say, there was reincarnations when they separated pieces from Mephisto. I get it.
Yeah.
But DC gonna always. DC. Why don't I keep saying DC?
Because you wish they got it on the.
You wish they got it right.
But
secretly, you're sending them good vibes.
Yeah, they take a little, use a little. Take a little, use a little. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely have got better than that.
Yeah.
Look now. Like people's talking about. Yeah. Like everybody's talking about. This is leading into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's given. But no one has seen one behind the scenes shot.
And that's how it needs to be. That's what I want.
That's what we should have. Like
I don't like knowing that Melissa McCarthy is about to be Hela and kind of like an acting out thing in Thor Love and Thunder.
And
I like knowing that. I like being surprised. Like, holy shit, Matt Damon.
Yeah, but the only thing funny about that is they're doing that play thing again. This should be hilarious.
We know that, but it was still, for me, I was shocked with who was being played because I didn't look any behind the scenes. I started unfollowing those pages on Facebook. So when Matt Damon and some other people up there, I was like, holy shit, this is so good. And I missed that feeling there because people cannot wait to be spoilers.
Microwave society.
Yeah.
Microwave society.
Yeah,
we
they
live in a
just wanna know
society where
before.
everybody has to have the hottest information, and they got to try to get it out first to not only either be right or be first.
That part, it's
So-
definitely to be right.
And they be
Nobody
wrong as hell.
wants to
And
wait
that's why
for
I'm
it.
unsubscribe from you motherfuckers because you try to get up to me. You know what I'm saying? And I had to really unsubscribe. I tried. If you subscribe to me, I got you. But I had to unfollow. Said, dude, you are putting out this. Like, stop it.
Yeah, they
Stop
don't.
garbage.
They don't
Stop the
understand.
madness, man.
We had a guest.
To me, an Easter egg. When you say an Easter egg, is something
There
that
aren't
you
any
do.
really anymore. Like,
Yeah, like this is an Easter egg. Like this was an Easter egg for me. You know,
No
they
doubt.
they paid homage to that cover.
I
Yeah.
mean, because that's true. He did
Yeah.
do that. But you can't say that, well, Mephisto's coming. Here's the Easter egg. Here's the spoiler. Motherfucker, you have no idea of what you're saying. You're just guessing just like the rest of us.
it's like throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks. That's all
Exactly.
people are really
Yeah.
doing.
and
that
and
shit
this is
slide
what
right
this
the
is what
fuck
makes
down.
this
They
is
get
what
5 or
makes
4 theories and then throw them to the wall, and then they're like, "Oh, look, that one stuck. I was right. I threw
Yeah.
6
They
spin and
just
only
are
one
so
stuck,
happy
but I
to
was
be
right."
right.
out of those 6 turds, I knew one of them was gonna stick.
One of them had corn in it.
One of them had corn in it. But see, this is what I've been loving. This
I
is
had
what
some
I've been
corn.
loving.
I had some corn in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I was right. There's little nuggets of truth in there.
Y'all grown.
But see, this is what I've been loving. This is what I've been loving from
Grains
Marvel,
of
the fact
truth.
that they are they're playing chess. That's what they're doing.
They've
No
been
doubt.
playing chess stuff.
They are playing chess and they're damn good at it. And
But
I
see,
love every
I
minute.
think
of
Phase 4 is going to be the ultimate like chess pieces being moved.
it.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, yeah. Oh
Because
yeah,
you see the way they started with WandaVision, that mind fucked a lot of people.
it did.
Like, and then you got Captain
stuck with it. It wasn't like a one and done thing. It was like, no, we're gonna give you a couple episodes like this. I love that, and I'm very excited for whatever Dr.
And
Strange.
then I
I know
like
it's
that they
going
just
on.
made this a one-off. Like, this is all you get.
Yeah.
Enjoy this, salivate over it. Don't figure out what's next. Don't know. Sit in the dark and just digest this, and then wait for what's next. Take
Yeah,
that.
Because
but now
the
we got
only
all
thing
this
that's
in
definite.
between. We got a lot of in between because Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Don't
Yeah,
start
we
till
got
the
like 2
19th.
weeks. Yeah, we got 2
Colonels,
weeks.
goddamn Black Widow. We got a lot of these. We got a lot of in between, you know.
And the one thing Feige said is everything you see for our Disney Plus live action series will carry over into the cinematic universe.
No doubt.
That is the only definite. That's the only thing that matters. That's all the fans really, really wanted.
Yeah.
Was that full connection? They're like,
tie-ins.
we want the full connection. You're gonna
No
give it
doubt.
to us.
I wanted that back at Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though. But it was
Yeah.
a little ambitious at that time. I get it because you still had they tried to mirror Civil War a little bit with the Hydra invasion and
Yeah.
all that, and then it was like, you know what? This is too big for our britches. This is ABC. Let's scale it back a little bit.
Let's scale it back.
Let's dumb it down for a little bit and try this again next
Deal
year.
with this.
Something else. We're bringing Ghost Rider and some little things here and there.
And
We'll play in our pond.
Someone in the back, someone like in the boardroom, and it was probably Feige. He was like, "No, we don't want to connect anything else until we get everything back
Established.
on the board."
Right.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of things Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. couldn't touch.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the fact that they brought Ghost Rider in
Shocking.
was amazing. And they were just like, and that's because
But it was a different Ghost Rider than
It was.
the movie.
But see,
Yeah,
can you really say that's the same universe? Really? 'Cause we got
Feige already
different
said it wasn't.
universes here.
Yeah.
Feige already said it's not. He said it's not connected.
Exactly. So that's
He already
why
said it.
That's why I told people it's not Mephisto because Mephisto was already used. And like I said before, they're good at not recycling villains. It's
Mhm.
so
Well, a lot of people
They're good at keeping things fresh.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people aren't watching everything that Marvel puts out, movie or TV show wise.
But we do, you know.
Right, but everybody
I think the game might
But it's the
change
because the
now.
people who don't watch is the motherfuckers who giving out bad advice.
Man, you just gotta let them
Married people going to a single person for marriage advice. You've been single
Right.
for 15
The
years.
game-
You can do that. to a
No.
certain extent.
If a person has
Oh.
never been married, I'm not going to you for marriage advice.
No doubt.
That's like a football coach trying to tell me how to dunk. That shit just
No.
don't make no sense.
That's a whole separate episode. Because here's my thing: because I've been married before.
You've
But
been
even
married before. Say
No, wait.
what you just said
Before I
again.
was married.
Say
I
what you
could
just said
give-
again.
I could give non-biased good advice to people
To
that
married
were,
people.
because I was out of it. That was before I was married.
She said
non-biased.
non-biased.
I mean, she does.
Non-biased is the
right.
key.
Right.
Non-biased is the key, because if I'm going to give a homegirl advice and you're like,
they're giving biased advice. That's the problem.
I can't give biased advice like the woman's always right. No, sometimes, and this may sound awful, but it's like sometimes you need to like shut the fuck up, clean up a little bit, suck his dick. That may sound stupid.
This is the whole episode.
No, that
this
may
is
sound
really
stupid.
after
Same
dark.
thing for men. It's like sometimes a guy has to shut up, pay this bill, go ahead and take her to get her nails done, and suck a pussy. Like sometimes you need to
eat that cat out.
This is my crew. This is my crew.
So you can give non-biased
what my dude
advice.
Jay Horn said, you gotta eat that cat out.
We gotta find that clip, man.
I need to get that as a
gotta eat that cat out.
So not biased advice. That's the thing.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. They're giving fucked up advice.
Fucked up biased advice.
Fucking head. Where's that nigga's dick at? He got scissors on his dick. I'm just saying.
Hey, look. Suspension of disbelief.
Who are you talking about?
Vision.
Oh, Vision got that work.
Have you been seeing the memes? You've been seeing the memes lately?
Attachments sold separately.
Yeah, look, no, you've been seeing the memes.
Oh my god, it's probably like an
interchangeable.
And she detached
it. Vision, you go down with Tony and them. Put your dick in the bag. Go ahead. Unattach it.
Wanda, like before they get together, she's like, okay, this one.
Yeah, look. If you've seen the memes today, Deacon, then you know like they've been putting gold chains on his turtleneck.
I have the words like damn. Vision should be no wonder why they fall in love, because Vision landed down.
Vision got he had the drip on, he had came in with that
vibranium pipe.
You don't get no vibranium
separately.
Right there. Like, that's maybe I need to be a road on some vibranium. No.
Here's some intangible dick. Oh, wait a minute. I'm about to increase my mass on this ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
I think the only like down part about being with someone like Vision is like his voice typically is not really changing and then inflection. So it's like you just sound like Android.
Is this to your satisfaction, Wanda?
You're passed out.
Should I increase myself?
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you what. When he said "stop lying to me," he raised up.
Oh,
I was like, oh!
I think everybody was like,
seen him get like that. Like he
never
got.
My bad.
I was like, what was that? Where did that come from?
Sorry, I got excited.
You never talk to me like this, bitch. What the fuck is up?
He's like,
it was 1950 something too. I was like, bitches get beat up in these times on a regular one. You better shut up.
And he's figuring it. He's like, stop lying to me. I'm like, oh, he's hot. You might not want to go there. And then she goes right with him. I'm like, somebody need to calm the hell down.
Yeah, no doubt.
This ain't working right now. And then she's like, you've never talked to me like this before. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, bitch, I'm scared.
Yeah.
So, but on that note, closing out, I loved what MCU was doing. In 2 weeks, we get Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Ass whooping.
That is, if that's not the buddy cop action thriller drama comedy, that's what it is. That's just what that's gonna be. Just the trailers alone, when they're just, first off, I love their interaction with each other. Like when they're in there talking to her,
like
I guess she's like the therapist or something, and they're looking at each other, and she's like, "Wait a minute, are you guys having a stare off? Like, just somebody blink."
I know they was like, you know,
she's like, something like, "What are you, a bunch of children?" Jesus, you know, it's funny. You know, they generally do not like each other, but they work well together.
I think that's
it.
But they have such a dysfunctional relationship. I think they really do.
No, they
got
don't fuck with each other.
They
fuck with each other because they have to. They don't really like to, especially when you both have the same best friend. I've been that girl that beefing with another girl because you got the same best friend, and that's really the only connection between y'all. But when that person's not there, you like, I guess I'm gonna fuck with you, bitch.
And it was like, and at the same time, it's just like, you keep fucking up, I'm gonna call Steve. You know, it's one of those things.
And then they also strike me as the person where it's like, Bucky's probably like, I can drag Falcon, but nobody else better come for him because then that's we're gonna kick your ass together.
Yeah, so it's that type of relationship. I mean, even
Step Brothers.
When we see in Civil War, like Step Brothers. When we see like him in Civil War when they're sitting in the car and Cap is talking to not Sharon, he's talking to Sharon. He's talking to Sharon. And the look they have. Like when he finally kisses her, they both had that like, that's my nigga. Yeah. They both had that look like we taught him.
Meanwhile,
but see, that's that selfishness because that's that
pimp, right? That's that pimp shit.
Selfish bastard.
Well, see now in Falcon's defense, he didn't know. Bucky knew Peggy,
no doubt.
Falcon didn't know Peggy.
He probably smashed her.
Falcon was just like, hey man, you need to get out there and date again. He's like, man, this is a cute nurse that stays down the hall or that's come down the hall. You need to holler at her. You know, even told Romanoff that. Even she said it. You know, you need to go.
Man, you should have been saying Romanoff like her even having a thing for the Bruce.
Well, you know, she walks on the side of danger any damn way. So
I was like, "Bitch, are you really trying to?"
I don't think you get much more dangerous than.
I'm like, oh, you like difficult
radiated dick. I don't think you get much more difficult than that.
Ain't no problem
with that. We'll see how that Black Widow turn out. I think that's gonna be hot. We'll see how that.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
When does it come out again?
I wish I was more excited about it.
Yeah, they put it back so many times. I'm just like,
okay. Excited.
They're still shooting for May. They're still shooting for May.
I kind of wish
this year.
Yeah,
I wish they would have given her movie before they started with the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. It would have been nice to have her kind of in that slot.
But it's something. But the fact that they're releasing it, and I mean, and this is something I think a lot of people thought about. Like, we're getting her film and she's dead. So what is the significance of us getting this film now? There's something.
It's something in there because it was in between.
Well, wasn't it supposed to be after?
It's before. It's before. It's before
she died.
Yeah, it's before she died. It's after
Civil War.
It's either after Civil War.
Right after Civil War.
Yeah, because they have another widow. Mm-hmm. There's another widow. It's the blonde-haired girl. So I don't know.
Yeah, she's her ass off. I like her.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because they're going to introduce her as the new widow. She's
a really good actress, though. Like I would, if they.
I'm not talking about the actress. I'm talking about the idea of introducing another widow. Like that.
I'm sorry.
I didn't say she was replaceable. I'm just saying, like,
No, but I feel you on that too. I'm very much like meh about the character. I'm like, where's She-Hulk at? Like, can we just get some other bitches by now?
But
bring back Gamora.
But in closing out, so
bring back Gamora.
Yeah, bring back Gamora. Yeah, we'll still find Gamora. We got a third.
I still feel like they ain't fleshed her character out right because if you're supposed to be one of the baddest assassins in the galaxy, I need you to kill some more motherfuckers.
She was kind of lightweight, kind of soft.
Well, in part 2, she did pick up that big ass gun.
Oh no, I need to see you on some John Wick shit. You were the baddest in the galaxy.
You need to be
and your sister was rocking nigga shit on a regular. That bitch was being torn apart and was still like, fuck you. Like,
Nebula was fucking shit up.
Yeah,
Nebula was that bitch.
She was fucking shit up for a whole different reason.
Really, Drax the Destroyer he was built to stop Thanos anyway. He really had, when it comes to the Infinity Watch, when you're talking about Adam Warlock, he had the gut. I mean, they rewrote the shit. We ride with
him. We'll never. We're never gonna get him neither.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not getting Adam.
That's sad.
Yeah, because I think
everybody in the room is die hard. We ride with it. Oh, my bad, Chris. I ain't want
to. No. You got the floor.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
But yeah. So I like what they're doing
all day. But
but I like what they're doing. I like where they're going for. Phase 4. This is the kickoff, And you know, for those who's watching, and we got somebody watching. For those watching and listen or they'll listen to it, you know, hey, leave your voice in the comments, leave your comment in the comment section.
Yeah, holla at us.
Hit the notification bell for the YouTube. Follow us on Facebook.
Make sure you blink.
Make sure you blink. We've had a rash of people who don't blink that strikes us as creepy. So let's get that out of the way.
Shout out to Rachel from the Cecil Hotel who thought it was more important to tell her mama that her flowers
died on my first day at work, and I just.
But she didn't blink. She blinked right into the camera. Was like, yes, I called my mom and told her that I wasn't gonna make it. So cut away.
I worked there 10 years, and people
like she would turn away and blink.
It was
like,
weird.
If I blinked, they'll steal my soul here. In my past life, I was Joan of Arc.
I was Joan of Arc.
Oh man! So in closing, we're gonna let everybody plug and find out. So Candy B, tell everybody where they can find you.
My IG is at So Your Brandy. Your spelled with the R-E, Brandy spelled with an I, and my Golden Goddess product page is there. My other Triangle podcast page is there, so you'll be able to see another podcast I'm on for YouTube videos, IG, all that content. And then you'll be able to see the Blerds Eyeview shit too. So exciting. We're going to probably be launching products by the end of next week or the beginning of the week after that. Before the end of March, we're going to have stuff out. So be ready for oils, candles, crystals, all that manifesting shit. It's going to change your life, literally. So I'm excited about that.
It is a dick in a box.
Mr. Diggin, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on at the Mr. Deacon Experience on iHeart, Spotify, Radio Line, and Spreaker. Catch me on the Mr. Deacon Experience channel on YouTube. I'm getting my subscribers up, and I appreciate my man for having me come on. I love it all day, and it is what it is. It's good to be with y'all. I'm just excited and happy for everybody. You know, I'm sitting here, and I'm going to sip on some more of this yang and get bud. It is. Yeah,
you ain't coming back to Cleveland until sometime tomorrow.
And you know, I got to do a Brown show tomorrow, man. And I'm like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna make it back. My man's like, come on, get some more of this Canadian Miss. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Come on.
Canadian Miss.
I'm gonna be late in the bed, like, and can't do shit. But it is what it is. I appreciate all the support and thanks for having me, Chris. I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, no problem, man. DC.
I don't have a YouTube page because fuck YouTube. Anywho, that. Shocker! They're the Scott Summers of platforms.
Wow, don't do YouTube like that.
Yo, don't do them like that.
I'm on Instagram, What the Shit Podcast. There's a lot of underscores in there. I'll let you figure that out.
Hella underscores.
Can't do the work for y'all. DC Darius Chambers on YouTube. I mean on Instagram. Fuck YouTube. I don't know why I keep saying that. Facebook, What the Shit Podcast. Tomorrow we have a new episode. We're starting a new segment called Show Us What You Got. So if you have talent and you want 5 minutes for a rapper, singer, or poet, let us know. If you're a comedian, we'll give you a 15-minute set. Tell some jokes for your talent. We want to try to give people an outlet to if you're up and coming or your name.
I might have to come on and do some comedy. Hell yeah.
Let's go. All people are welcome. I don't care how good you are, how bad you are. We ain't here to judge. We just want to give people a platform to one, practice, and two, hey man, this will be hey, I started here and look where I'm at now. And just remember what the shit gave you an opportunity. I mean, that's all. Also, me and Chris are working on a cop show called Grizzly Detective.
Oh my gosh.
Grizzle Detective. It's like Brooklyn 911, but the other side, the more serious, funny side. It's just weird detectives talking about shit that has nothing to do with the accident.
There's a lot of long cigarette ash and scotch being used. So.
It's like old school detectives.
Boy, I got you.
Let's go. Detective Dick Keating is a 15-year veteran on the force. He seen it all. And 3 weeks before retirement, a clown took a dildo to the neck. It's just real weird. And that's the first episode.
Damn, who the fuck dildos to the fucking neck? Like, for real?
The clown. There was a rainbow dildo at that.
Yeah,
so,
everybody was getting fucked over that day.
Yeah, what the shit? You can catch me here on Blerds Eyeview, and also I produce a show called Smoking Reviews. So I'm a little bit everywhere right now. I'm just trying to get out there and give something to the people, man. Do something for the culture. Entertain, give people a platform. That's what it's about.
That's it. Yeah, I am General Chris Fury, the runner of both shows, Blerds Eyeview and Blerds Eyeview After Dark. And you can tune in and subscribe to the Facebook page, Blerds Eyeview, and the YouTube page. Yes, we have one. Under Blerds Eyeview. You can catch the latest updates in the geek and blurred world. So you can check us out on Instagram with Blerds_Eyeview, all lowercase. Tune in next Saturday as we continue to showcase many POC cosplayers, POC creatives in many fields and genres. Until next mission, I'm General Chris Fury, along with DC, Candy B, our special guest, Mr. Deacon. And remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Until then.
And also, blink, motherfucker. That's weird. I don't like a motherfucker who don't blink, man. That just don't make me not trust you, man. Your ass just sitting there all
googly.
Not blinking.
I called my mom.
Try Iris. So until next mission, we're out.
Peace.